Mary handed me a cup of fresh blueberries for the trip, and I made a beeline to Hazel Green, Alabama for my second visit with Charles at Old Alabama Gardener YouTube channel.
You got the same idea, buddy. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I am back in Hazel Green, Alabama with my friend Charles from OAG, Old Alabama Gardener channel. Charles and I are great friends now, and we're just going to have a chat. It's about 90 degrees or so.
Yeah, well, it's probably about 95 right now.
and the
humidity is over. The feels like temperature is probably 105, 103 to 105.
Now this is what I need on in my garden, late bloomer. Charles and I were talking about canning this morning because I just came from my friend Mary's in Decatur, Tennessee, and we were canning small batch tomatoes. And Charles has so much experience, and you can see all kinds of videos on his channel about canning, and he's a real how-to guy, unlike me. We need to work together.
Well, you can use two ways. Water bath canning, that's what you did this morning.
Right.
And there's only certain vegetables that lend themselves to water bath canning.
Okay.
Things that are high acid, like tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Probably that's about the only thing I can quickly think of that you would hot water bath.
Oh.
Then the other way is with a pressure canner, not a pressure cooker.
Right. No, I know.
There's a difference.
It's a pressure canner.
Pressure canner, and it will get up to 240 degrees in it. And one of the things too you want to watch out for with pressure canners is your altitude.
Oh.
Because you will require a different pressure at higher altitudes. For example, I am at 1,000 feet or under. Okay, I'm at about 600 feet above sea level.
Okay.
So it's quite okay for me to pressure can at 10 pounds pressure. 10 pounds pressure per square inch, that's what that means. But if you was at 1,000 feet, let's say you was at 1,200 feet, 200 feet over 1,000, then you would want to go to 11 pounds pressure.
Oh, I see. So you really have to look at that.
You have to know where you are. You can't just say 10 pounds pressure.
Right.
No,
you have to know where you are. That's key. And I don't even know where I am anymore. I've been in Europe and now I'm in the Southeast, and Charles is my last stop. Did you know you're my last stop?
No, I thought you was going to Mobile.
And I already done that.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's all done. I've already been to Mobile, been to Charleston, been to Wilmington, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Decatur, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I've been all over. As soon as I got here, I was floored once again by all the beautiful flowers. Charles' wife, Kikuko, is the flower gal, and she handles all the flowers with some assistance from Charles. But he was telling me about the butterflies. Tell me about what's going on with the butterflies this year.
Okay. Well, we don't have it on the camera, but right over there is it's called a butterfly bush. It's, what is it, good 8 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
It's got multiple, may I just walk over and break one back over here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Let me run over here and get one.
Okay.
So this is a beautiful little flower. It's a bunch of multiple flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And normally on that bush over there, you would have anywhere from 10 to 20, 10, 15, 20 butterflies of different types. The yellow ones and the black ones, and then there's some others that have some orange in them.
Yep.
But when you look at it now, you see absolutely no butterflies on that bush. And to me, it's so sad. Butterflies are, to me, one of the beautiful creatures around. And I believe it's because of the chemicals that are being used in the croplands, the farmers. Of course, they say no. You know, they don't want to take responsibility for that. And honeybees.
Right.
Normally this would be covered with honeybees.
Oh, and you have...
And there's no honeybees.
Oh, wow.
You might see one once in a while,
But how long have you lived here?
I've lived here 40 years.
And you've had flowers the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then so at what point did you really notice a big decline?
Probably 5 years ago. We still had butterflies, but you started to notice not as many. Okay, and then last year we had still a few, but not like we used to have years ago.
Right.
Okay, you look at all the flowers up through there.
I don't.
It should be thick with butterflies
Yeah,
and honeybees, and it isn't.
No, it isn't.
And the sad part to me of all this is that it's all driven by money.
I know.
The farmers want to make more money, and I understand that. And so if they can use a pesticide that prevents insects from attacking their crop, whether it be corn or soybeans or wheat, then they produce more of the crop for less money, for
Right.
less cost. Now this is all my opinion, and I don't have any tests that I have ran to say this is true. Okay, this is what I think. My observations, we'll call it that. It's sad that for the almighty dollar, they're doing this to nature, because once the butterflies are gone,
They're gone.
completely, they're gone, and there will be no way to bring them back. And there's other things that have went the same way.
You're right, and coming here, it's deceptive because you drive through the country and it looks so beautiful and green and lush, especially in the southern border of Tennessee and the northern border of Alabama. But it's all monoculture.
They pretty much rotate 3 crops here: corn, soybeans, 4, I'm sorry, corn, soybeans, wheat, and cotton.
Right, and all of
And that's it.
those, yeah.
Round and round and round.
Well, and genetic engineering too. I mean, all the corn is genetically engineered, and so is the soybeans.
Yep.
In our country, I think it's something like 95% of all corn is not sweet corn that you eat from the market,
no,
but
it's field corn.
the field corn. It's grown for biofuel and to feed animals. Of course, those animals are grown for meat to eat. So ultimately, all of those chemicals are winding up in our bodies. As a population, we're getting sicker. And you know, it was interesting on the way here, I was listening to NPR, and they were interviewing a doctor who is involved in this study of gene therapy now to cure a certain kind of cancer. So you can imagine the money and time and effort it takes to develop a gene that is removed from a sick person's body and genetically re-engineered and put back in the body to attack cancer cells. While that is just astounding and amazing that we can even accomplish that, I was just thinking about the irony of if you just eat whole, healthy, uncontaminated food, we could probably drop our cancer numbers down significantly, not to mention type 2 diabetes and all the other obesity and all these other diseases, you know.
Well, see, it's an absolute known fact that diabetes can be reversed with diet. Meaning,
certain kind of diabetes.
watch what you eat. I use this saying: you got to quit eating things that hurt you and start eating things that help you.
Right.
Health-wise, I'm talking about.
Right.
Vitamin D. When we are created, our skin takes the sunlight and converts it in our bodies to vitamin D.
Right.
And a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm outside every day." Yes, but they're all covered up.
Well, that's me.
Yeah, okay, and so that don't work. So,
Right.
So you don't get any vitamin D that way. So here's some statistics. You can look them up on the internet. The average cancer patient has a vitamin D level of somewhere between 15 and 20 NGs per milliliter. Okay, that is chronically unhealthy. You need to have at least 50 NGs per milliliter, with a blood level, of vitamin D to even hope to be in the safe range. Okay. My vitamin D level right now is running about 70 to 73.
Wow.
And a lot of people would say, oh, that's going to kill you. No, it isn't going to kill you.
No, well, how much time do you spend out in the sun? Like summer and winter. I know winter is a lot less.
Yeah, winter is different. And the other thing too, it depends on where you live, latitude. The people in the north,
Right.
even when they're out in the sun, they don't get as much because of the angle. I'll go out and work for maybe 3 hours of the morning, come in, maybe take a shower, change clothes, because by that time I'll be soaking wet.
Right.
Go back out and maybe...
Well, you'll be soaking wet in the first 15 minutes.
That's true, yeah. And I'll go back out and work another 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll come in, have some lunch, maybe a salad, and then I might take a short nap.
And you don't wear any sunscreen?
Absolutely not. We'll call it, that'll get you cancer quickly.
Okay. Well,
No,
there are healthy kinds of sunscreen.
There may be. Okay.
Yeah, there
No.
are. Yeah.
See, I spent 2 years when I was in the service. I spent 2 years in the Marshall Islands, which is 5 degrees above the equator. Okay, so you know when I say that we're in a warm place.
Right.
Okay, those people down there never heard of sunscreen or
Right.
hats and things like that, and they're dark brown from the sun, and they don't have skin cancer.
Well, first of all, it depends on the amount of, what is it, melanin in your skin? I think it's just a question of maybe a half an hour a day if you get good sunlight. You don't have to be out for 5 hours, right?
Yeah, well, I'm okay.
You are,
Is it
but...
okay if I disagree with you?
Okay. Of course it is.
You don't store vitamin D in your body.
No, I know, I
okay,
know.
so-
But back in the day, like my mother grew up in the fields and out in the fields all the time,
Yeah,
all
so did
summer
we.
long, and they didn't have sunscreen back then. But we don't have the ozone layer to protect us
That's
the way
true.
we used to.
That is
That's
true,
the
yeah.
problem.
Yes, that, and to the people that you're talking about, you're talking about people 50 years ago at least, okay?
Yeah.
They ate different.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Nobody was
See?
eating processed food
Nobody ate processed food, nobody ate GMO food,
or
you
too
know.
much salt or too much sugar or too
Yeah.
much wheat.
all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so that's why,
In fact, it was rare to even eat out.
yeah, that's right.
Right. It
Well,
was
there
rare to eat in a restaurant.
There was not a fast food place on every corner in town.
I know. I just came back from Brooklyn and it is on fire with so many new restaurants. There's a restaurant everywhere you look and they're all full. And I think, does nobody cook anymore? At least in the
what I was
cities,
thinking. Yeah.
Does nobody cook?
Yeah. But I'm going to give them a break too. Many households today, both the husband and the wife work in order to make the big payments for all of the
Stuff.
toys, all the stuff that they own or are trying to own. And so both of them's got to work, so the wife don't have time to cook, because you still got to wash clothes and clean the house and take
Right.
care of the kids.
Right.
So what can go? Well, cooking could go, and we'll order out.
Right.
We'll stop somewhere and get something.
Yeah.
And bring it home.
And depending on where you live, that something that you bring home is nearly always fast food.
Yes.
It's really hard.
Exactly.
I mean, I do a lot of driving around, and it's really hard to even find family-owned home-style restaurants
Yeah.
in the small towns. It's all fast food, and
Right.
yeah, it's difficult.
And that's what the big food companies want you to do,
Oh, I know.
because it means money for them.
Right. It's interesting. I was talking this morning about a certain company that makes garden products, soil and amendments and so forth. This company, like almost all the others, have finally gotten on the bandwagon and started providing organic amendments and soil and potting soil and so forth, because consumers now demand it. Consumers are waking up, I think, to the fact that a lot of their food is not healthy, a lot of the things they're putting on their plants are not healthy, and we just have we're consuming or absorbing so many chemicals. It's an onslaught of chemicals everywhere we turn. I mean, you have a very rare paradise here. You have to admit, this is a paradise. Most people would consider this a paradise on Earth. I do. Anyway, and oh, I see a butterfly. Look.
Yep.
You see it?
You know, I didn't say you won't ever see one.
Yeah.
But they're nothing like they used to be. That's an eastern black swallowtail.
Oh, let me go see if I can get a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There's two. Oh, it's a pair.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's called a hummingbird moth.
Oh.
Hummingbird moth. You see how he's acting like a hummingbird, so to speak.
I had one once, but it was right at dusk. I didn't know they came out in the bright sun. Because don't most moths come out at night?
Most moths do, you're right. So that's another one. Same thing. No?
That's a bumblebee.
No, that's the same thing.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yep.
If you enjoyed this video, please watch these. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video.